apologize. I don't recall and don't have in my notes in front of me whether this was admitted into evidence yesterday, but this is a performance evaluation from June 1st to May 31st, June 1st, 2020 to May 31st of 2021. Ms. EIRSCHELE, is this document familiar as the performance evaluation that you received?
Yes, but I believe I would have been sent an email along with it.
Okay. But the actual evaluation, this is a copy of it?
I believe so. I just noticed the digital signatures, so I didn't know if there were any notes that I made, any correspondence that had been added.
Okay, we can look on page 932. Looks like you wrote some employee comments there. Does that refresh your memory?
Yes. I don't believe that I received that, though.
I'd like to move to admit this into evidence, please.
Any objection, Mr. EIRSCHELE?
No, no objection.
If we could please go to page 931. At the bottom there. The performance expectations. It shows that you did not meet expectations in communication and leadership and teamwork. Is that correct?
That's what they stated. I don't know what type of back or supporting documentation they have.
Okay.
They're supposed to provide that.
Okay, but this, you recall receiving these marks on your performance evaluation, correct?
Yes, I'm just stating that if I weren't just only looking at the eval and not any additional documentation to support their claims, that I'm only looking at their scores. Yes.
Okay. All right, if we can look at the next page, please. To summarize the employee's overall job performance. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it lays out 3 areas for improvement of following expectations set by leadership, professional communication as a Challenge Academy staff member, and teamwork and being supportive of others. Do you recall receiving this feedback on your evaluation?
I recall receiving the evaluation. Honestly, this whole time was like a blur, and that's why I had even difficulty presenting the information myself.
Okay. Thank you. If we could please go to page 963.
This is 963. Is that what you want, Attorney Cox?
Yes, please. And Ms. EIRSCHELE, I'm just trying to admit this into the record as evidence, but this is a paid administrative leave letter to inform me that you'd be put on paid administrative leave pending an investigation. Do you recall receiving this letter?
I recall receiving and asking why. I asked my supervisor, but this isn't just, I'd like to note that this is an unsigned copy.
Okay. I'd like to move this into evidence, please.
Any objection, Ms. EIRSCHELE?
Just that it's not signed and it doesn't state why I'm being put on administrative leave.
Did you receive a copy of this letter?
Yes,
Or you're not sure? So you received a copy of the letter?
I received a copy of the letter.
Right. Do you recall if your copy was also unsigned?
I don't recall.
Alrighty. Well, it's admitted. Yep, it's admitted.
Okay. We previously admitted the termination letter. I'd like to go now to pages 999 to 1002.
999 to 1002.
Yes. Thank you. Ms. Ershley, this is a copy of the complaint that you submitted to the Equal Rights Division for one of the matters that we're here before the division today.
Okay.
Do you recall this document?
Yes.
Is this your handwriting on this document?
Yes.
Okay. If we could please scroll down to the next page. And then to the next page, please.
It's 1001.
Is this something that you submitted, that you made and you submitted to the division in documenting the adverse actions and events in chronological order?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to move this into evidence, please. 999 through 1002.
Any objection, Ms. Ershley?
No.
Then I'd like to move to 1004, please, to 1010.
Right. 1004 to 1010. This is the top of 1004.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Ms. Ershley, this appears to be a supplemental list of adverse actions to supplement your complaint. Is that correct?
I believe so. It looks somewhat familiar.
Okay.
Is it this is an additional document I submitted with the other one?
I believe that you submitted this at a later time. That's what I'm asking.
It looks like, just from what I've been looking at, and maybe I have it wrong, but it reminds me of an email I had sent. Is it not an email?
I believe this is an email, and perhaps I cut it off too, because there is an email signature, and maybe if we go a page above the 1004, there's something there.
It looked like it was a cover page, but I'll double check.
Okay.
It looks like some of what I've sent, but without it being complete, I can't confirm. But it looks like something I did send
Okay. Give me 1 second.
or like created.
Stop sharing for a second.
Okay. So I understand, Ms. Ershley, I don't have the first page of that document. This list, though, that is listed here and highlighted,
Mhm.
you said that does look like something that you created
Yes, looks
and
familiar.
submitted to the ERD.
I believe so.
Okay. I'd like to admit this into evidence, please.
Any objection, Mr. EIRSCHELE?
I just object that it's an incomplete document, but parts of it do look familiar to something that I've created.
Do you know what parts are missing?
No, that's why I would object is that it's just I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. So what I'll do is I'll note the objection. I'll admit it. Attorney Simcox, I will see if I can find it in the case file to the extent there may be any discrepancies. So I'm noting the objection. I'll admit it.
Thank you. And Ms. EIRSCHELE, I just want to see, based on the document that's before us, it looks like this encompasses a time period of adverse actions from April 16th, 2021 until, Your Honor, if you could please scroll. So it's April 16th, 2021 until sometime in January of 2022. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what's written.
Okay. And the adverse actions that you're describing, were these all actions that you believed happened due to your original reporting of alleged race discrimination among the cadets at the Challenge Academy?
That and me requesting accommodations, and then my health, that they
So
were
you
all.
thought these actions were being taken because of your original complaint, as well as that they were doing this to you, they were targeting you because of an alleged disability and because you had requested accommodations. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to go to pages 1013 to 1014, please.
Thousand 13 through 1014. Right. That's 1013 there.
Ms. EIRSCHELE, we're looking at a document that it appears you submitted to the investigator for the Equal Rights Division. Take a moment and look at this, but you were answering some questions that they have. Is this a copy of a document that you drafted and submitted to the investigator?
It looks like something I would have. But again, at this time, everything seems like a blur, but this looks like my style of formatting and something that I do. So
Does it goes to does it go to 1015 or does it?
You're right. I think 1015.
Okay.
So I'd like to admit this into evidence, please, as the complete 1013 to 1015.
Any objection, Ms. EIRSCHELE?
No.
And I'd like to focus on point 5, please. On page, I believe it's 1014. Point 5, the investigator appears to have asked you if there were witnesses with firsthand knowledge that support your position that would be available for discussion with them. And there's no response to that question. Is that correct?
I believe it looks that way, but I don't know why I wouldn't answer that. Right. I can't comment yet. Right.
Correct. Thank you. You answered my question. I'd like to go to page 1018 to 19, please.
$1,018. So it looks like it might start on 1017. Am I in the right document? Actually,
Yes.
it looks longer than that. But you want to focus on, it looks like it might go to 1021. You want to start here? This is 1018.
Yeah, I'll want it to be complete. I apologize. I had it mislabeled. So it'll
Yeah.
be 1017 to 21, I think.
Yep. So. Okay.
Okay.
This is the top of it.
Ms. EIRSCHELE, again, this is another response to an equal rights investigator who was investigating your complaint. I know that you've said that this time frame is hard to remember, but based on the formatting, does this look like your response to the investigator? Is this a document that you wrote?
This looks like my formatting. Yes.
Okay. And I want to focus on point 5 in this, please. And the investigator was asking for additional witnesses that you might that they might want to reach out to that could support your allegations.
Mm-hmm.
If we could please scroll down a bit. Thank you. You listed 3 individuals here,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Bloom, Mr. Ruiz, and Mr. Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
None of these individuals were on your witness list for this hearing today, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And in looking at this, it looks like they didn't actually have firsthand information about your complaint, but would be able to speak to what they experienced themselves at DMA. Is that correct?
No.
How is that not correct?
Ray Cruz did witness the event with Majors. And Roboto had, Ruiz had his own, yes, and Blum had their own.
Okay. So Ruiz and Blum would have been helpful in your opinion to be able to speak about their own experience, but Cruz had witnessed the incident that you're describing in January of 2019 with Cadet Majors, correct?
As it states.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Could we please go to page 1037?
Right.
Mr. Ashley, I'm showing.
I'm sorry. I want to pause to make sure I didn't miss it. Did you move 1017 and 1021 as an exhibit?
Yes, I'd like to move those into evidence, please.
Any objection, Ms. EIRSCHELE?
No.
To the prior document? Okay. Go ahead, Attorney Simcox.
I'm showing you a document. If we could please go to the to capture the signature, Your Honor. Thank you. I'm showing you a document from February of 2020 from a Dr. So-so. Do you recall this letter?
I recall that version of that letter.
Okay. And who is Dr. So-so?
She's my primary doctor.
Okay. And in this case, you've alleged discrimination based on disability on a number of conditions, including PTSD, depression, panic disorder, rapid heart rate, migraines, among others. This letter seems to only deal with fibromyalgia. Is that correct?
Yes.
And in reviewing all of your proposed exhibits, I couldn't find any other letters that talked about any of the other conditions other than fibromyalgia. Did you submit any letters to your employer that talked about any of those other conditions?
I believe I did with my accommodations request and my FMLA. Part of it, can I comment as to why?
Well, he asked you a
But
question, so
privacy.
you're.
Go ahead.
It was a privacy issue as well. I mean, I don't know. There are a lot of issues where I didn't feel like I was being protected and that my information was just being passed along. So
I'm going to jump in, and I'm sure Attorney Simcox will try to clean that up. He was asking specifically if you provided that document. You started to say you believe you did, but then it sounds like you provided reasons for why you did not.
Oh, no, those documents were provided in the to my employer. Yes.
And you said as
FMLA.
part of accommodation request and as part of FMLA paperwork.
Yes.
All right. I apologize.
There may be
Attorney
more,
Simcox.
but that's what I remember. Right. I was required to.
Okay.
Attorney Simcox may have other questions. So.
In your proposed exhibits, this is the only letter that I've located was about fibromyalgia. Is it fair to say that if you submitted anything to your employer about these other conditions, that it's not contained in your proposed exhibits?
I believe it may not be.
Okay.
I had difficult. Can
Go ahead.
I had difficult. Can I talk about and this is just maybe more of a logistical thing. When I was preparing my exhibits, I think part of it came into play that some of them must have been maybe a read-only file, but when I would bring them into PDF and then try to resort them, the document in the thumbnail would not be the document that was displayed. And I took a video of it on Saturday, and I think that's part of the email I had sent to Mr. Fermin about having difficulty with organizing my emails or organizing my exhibits. And so in that process, I think that some of the documents I had wanted were not in my exhibits. And so even though that was my intention, I don't know that they are in that massive amount of exhibits. But I did have difficulty with putting things together.
So I'm going to jump in, Attorney Simcox, because it's kind of dealing with procedural issues. So, Ms. EIRSCHELE, I remember that email, which, as I recall, mostly concerned with being able to compile them and be able to do cover sheets. And I said, compile it as you were able to. I do not recall you bringing up that issue at any point after that, including after you submitted the documents. You never raised an issue of I wasn't able to submit these or they didn't come through. Those were now over a week since they were submitted, and this is really the first time we're hearing that there is some documents that you maybe couldn't submit. So are you trying to say there's documents that you wanted as exhibits that you couldn't submit?
There are. I didn't know that I had the option to do it once there was a deadline. And then I had tried to mention it, I believe it was yesterday. On Saturday, I found out the reasoning why I was having issues with pulling those files and organizing them. And I think it's because there was a read-only documents maybe that make a glitch. But
what's the status of those documents now? Like, is that something that you're still unable to provide?
no, I would like to provide them, and I can get them over today. I just didn't know that that was even that's something I could do past the deadline.
Well, we'll address that after our next break. I'm sure there will be objections to that, so I can't promise you that those are going to come in. I mean, if you had issues, you can always raise that you're having issues, right? And whether they get admitted or not after the deadline, we would have to address it. But I mean, to not bring it up at all, and now at the now day 2 of hearing, right? So almost as saying why they're not there. I mean, at the end of the day, it is your responsibility for them to be there. And so to raise that issue now versus raising it maybe the day after the deadline, or at the final pre-hearing conference, we asked about concerns with documents. I mean, even then, you didn't say, there were some documents that I couldn't get in, but I'll deal with it, and then maybe I could have addressed it there.
I honestly I didn't know that they weren't in there because it's a massive amount to go through and reconfirm if they were in there or not. And then I was just taking it as my mistake if I must have missed something. I didn't know what happened, and then Saturday when I realized how sorting and how the thumbnails were staying as a different document when I would move a document into it. And so I was just, I guess, blaming myself for if there were any issues. I didn't know what options.
All right, so you're not trying to get other documents in?
I would like to submit those documents, but if I'm able to.
At the next break, you can email them to the respondent's attorneys and to myself, and then we'll address those.
Okay.
You're most likely going to be too late on that.
Your Honor, would you like me to
go ahead, Attorney Simcox.
Would you like me to reserve my objection until she submits the documents, or would you like it now?
Let's deal with it separately.
Okay.
And we're continuing with your testimony, Mr. EIRSCHELE, as if they don't exist because they're not in the record. So, I mean, Attorney Simcox's question was, is it safe to say that it's not in your packet? And while you provided reasons why they're not there, it sounds like your answer is yes, it's not in the packet. Your packet of exhibits.
I cannot confirm or deny that it's in the packet, but from what I've seen when I reviewed the packet, I don't believe that they're there.
Okay, Attorney Simcox, you can continue with the questioning.
Yeah, I was hoping for a bit more clarification, because if I understood your testimony, Ms. EIRSCHELE, you said that you did submit medical information about these other conditions to your employer, but then I believe you said that you didn't because there was privacy concerns. So did you submit medical information about your other conditions to your employer, or did you not?
I did. I believe this one I submitted first. I think I did. What is the date? Did you scroll up, please? Or is
this
there no
current
date?
one? It's there, February 27th, 2020 is the date of.
I think this was one of the first ones. I think I was just very cautious in what I wanted to submit or even inform, because of the information. Such as an example would be that I had informed Paulson and Greenwood about my health issues, and then all of a sudden Kruger knew about them, and then
This is not answering my question. My question is, did you submit medical information about your conditions other than fibromyalgia? And if you did, what was it?
the other documentations you noted in your opening statement.
Which were what?
I would have to look back and see. I think I noted some of them in chronological order. And
So
like my diagnosis on December 27th of 21, post-traumatic stress disorder, prolonged generalized hyper.
So
Hided?
let me help clarify too. I'm not asking if you're alleging that you told them about some of your conditions or what your conditions are. Did you submit medical information from any doctor to support that you had these other conditions beyond fibromyalgia to your managers or anybody at the agency?
Yes, I had to. Tracy Denendorf was the person who received that information.
Thank you.
I'm unsure, but I believe something had to be, it could have been this letter had to be sent to my supervisor. But there was an accommodations request and the FMLA form that needed documentation.
Okay. You referenced yesterday going to a mediation with Mr. Paulson.
There are two types.
Okay. Do you recall? So you went to two different mediations with Mr. Paulson?
So in 2019, July 25th of 2019, we had a mediator named Shirley LaFontaine. And then I think in June of 2020, I think it was when I returned back to work, Tom Sandine from HR.
All right. I'd like to go now to page 423, please.
Mr. Attorney Simcox, you already 1037. Did you want that admitted as exhibit or no?
Yes, please.
Any objection, Ms. Earschley, to this document? This doctor's note?
No, other than there's no signature on this one.
Right. Have you seen this doctor's note before?
I have.
Do you
I believe
recall
it had to be resubmitted. So it's just that there might be another copy, but yes, this looks familiar.
All right. Are you disputing the content of the letter in any fashion?
No, the letters were almost identical. I don't know. I think maybe that it had to have, I was required to have the medical diagnosis in it, and maybe the other one didn't. I can see if I can find.
I don't need the other document. I just wanted to
Okay.
verify that. So it could be admitted. Attorney Simcox, sorry, where were you going?
Oh, thank you. 423, please.
423. This one, ERD 423.
Yes, that's correct. Ms. Earschley, you were just talking about in the 2019 time frame meeting with a mediator, Shirley LaFontaine, with Andrew Paulson. This is an email sent to you both titled Agreement. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes.
Okay. It says that one of the issues that was agreed upon was that you would work on gardening any questions that can wait until another time. And it says above that for Andrew, if there are too many questions being asked going into the weeds, the code word is gardening. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, but I believe that there was another email sent out about a corrected update on this.
Okay. But this email was sent. What was your understanding as to what was meant by gardening and what you were to work on?
Paulson had accused me of getting too detail oriented, getting too into the weeds. And so by gardening being like pulling out the weeds and tailoring down to the essentials of, I guess, is where that came from.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to take a moment to make sure I have the Bates numbers right on the next one.